from the side of the road as usual. Hope those of you who watch this video have watched the preceding one on my theory of natural selection theory of disability. After I got done with it, I started thinking I probably need to go into more further depth in regards to the theory of natural selection, which has been posited by Charles Darwin, and there are other people who have added to it and talked about it and supported, and those, of course, who don't really believe it. Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection, I think, is very brief, but basically asserts that the characteristics which animals have, positive ones are rewarded through the ability to reproduce, and those individuals who have those negative qualities are not rewarded, and therefore those animals who possess those are not allowed to reproduce. Bluntly, if you have good characteristics that allow you to be successful in the animal world as a hunter, you're attractive to other opposite gender of your species, you will be allowed to reproduce. Okay, on the flip side, if you have characteristics which do not allow you to hunt, you are not found to be attracted by the opposite gender, you will not be able to reproduce, and therefore those genes which are not constructive to survival of the species will not be passed along. In the previous example, characteristics which are positive will be then passed to the next generation. And I was thinking, like I said, I need to go ahead and kind of make that linkage, since I'm really heavily borrowing from that theory, although I've not yet seen it be applied to disability specifically. However, if you do, if you apply it specifically to disabilities, people with disabilities, or even perceived to have disabilities, they will have difficulties in acquiring the resources they need to survive, find difficulty in finding a person to produce progeny with, and therefore for genetic mutations which are disabled, disability related, will not be passed to a new generation. You know this, and something I just thought of, disabilities which are not genetic, but let's say you have an accident, you then become blind, become deaf, mobility impaired. It could be a whole host of things. You could even do things such as have some type of infection which creates problems with your breathing. All these aspects limit your ability to procure the resources needed to survive. They're not genetic. They wouldn't be passed on. In other words, these conditions wouldn't be passed on to the next generation because they were acquired through some type of accident, exposure to chemical, whatever. But let's say that individual with these type of disabilities, and they were acquired from a non-genetic means, maybe they have extremely good genetic qualities. However, given my theory of natural selection, theory of disability model, they wouldn't have the opportunity to pass positive traits such as creativity in an artistic sense, literary. Maybe this individual, if they were allowed to have children, would have kids that would come with a cure for the common cold. But maybe that won't ever happen because this person doesn't have the ability to procure the resources and the ability to be successful in interpersonal relationships. Meaning a lot of times they're going to be given that chance by the other gender. Now, like I said, this is a theory for a model, and kind of models are rough edged and they don't fit very nicely when you apply it to an individual. So I'm not gearing this to a specific person, specific situation. I'm talking in general terms. Across a large sample of people and across the entire human population that relates to a subset of persons who are disabled. So, like I said, now that I've added more to the pot, let me know what you think. Constructive comments either way, for or against. Own experiences, positives, negatives in a situation, perhaps with a person who's disabled in work environment or in a social context. And like I said, I'm getting close to, well, I haven't said it yet, but I'm getting close to my destination, and it's hot out here. So I think at this point I'm going to ask for people to dislike, subscribe to my YouTube site, and until the next time, I wish everybody the best and that you keep on walking. Bye-bye.